be with you. So look, we've been at GITEX for over 30 years, so it's an important platform for us. A few things I'll mention about this year. First of all, it's the biggest participation we've had in GITEX, which is great. We're actually in 3 places this year. We're in the main GITEX event with our Microsoft Hub. We're also at DevSlam, which is the developer event. We're doing a 3-day certification masterclass for developers. And we're actually at Xverse, which is the metaverse event. So this time we're in three main places. At our main hub, we're showcasing a few things. The first one is our own implementation and vision of what a metaverse scenario would look like. Our view is we want to do this responsibly. We want to make sure that we leverage metaverse technologies to augment human ingenuity and human capability and not replace it, which is aligned with our mission of empowering people and organizations. So what we're showing here is a real scenario of a tourist planning to come to the country where they can get a digitally immersive experience of the key landmarks in the city using augmented reality, using things like Azure Digital Twin and an immersive experience where they can decide where to go and then they can plan their trip from there. So they can make their bookings, they can make their arrangements. So it really elevates the idea of tourism even before you come to the country. And we hope that this will encourage people to actually make the physical trip. So this idea of like merging a physical experience with a digital one is what we're trying to demonstrate. So that's one key thing. The other thing I'll mention is some innovations on cybersecurity, which as we know is front and center in today's world. And maybe the other thing I'll mention is some leading work on sustainability, which is top of mind for us. I mean, as a company, we made a global commitment to be carbon negative by 2030. We're already carbon neutral, but we want to be carbon negative by 2030, water positive by 2030, zero waste by 2030, and by 2050, we will remove our entire historical carbon emissions since the company's founding in 1975. So we're very, very big on this. I think we have one planet, and what we're trying to do here at GITEX is leverage our cloud technology so that customers can implement their own sustainability solutions. It starts by assessing where they are, knowing their carbon footprint using technology, and then using technology to implement solutions to how they address this. The biggest barrier we found in most companies is they don't know, right? So like if you go to any organization and you say, okay, do you know what's your environmental footprint today? Most likely the answer is no, right? So we start with this concept called assessment. We give you the tools, we give you the data, we give you our own learnings. Using cloud technology, we actually built this into something called the Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability, right? Where it starts with assessing. What is my environmental footprint today, right? Across all my operations, whether it's my buildings, my people, my supply chain, my products. So the first stage is assessment. The second stage is what we call acceleration. So once you assess, what are the quick things that you can address, right? Is it building infrastructure? Is it waste? Is it carbon emissions? Is it supply chain? What is it, right? Is it travel, right? And the last thing is transforming your business, meaning can sustainability be integrated in how you plan, how you do your business from the beginning, right? For example, at Microsoft, we started looking at opening new locations with sustainability from the ground up, building our new data centers. Are we building them in sustainable ways, in the right location? Even things like hiring, how do we onboard, how do we... So it starts becoming not just an afterthought, but integrated into your business. So I would say it starts with helping companies assess using cloud technology and then implement solutions using technology as well. As more and more of our lives and interactions are really digitally connected, I think what we call in the industry the attack vector becomes larger, right? So like the more interactions you have, the more endpoints, the more devices, the more experience, the chances for a larger, more severe cybersecurity attack becomes higher, right? And of course more lucrative because more of your data, more of your life and interactions, whether you're an individual or a business, becomes more exposed. We have a few principles. The first one is a common principle in cybersecurity called zero trust, which means any interaction you do has to be verified, has to earn trust, even if it's from a known device, even if it's from a known person, even as an employee today when I log in, the network treats me as an unknown object, right? So this zero trust principle is key, and we implement this across our entire platform, our entire cloud, and we help customers implement zero trust security solutions using our cloud. So that's the first principle. The second principle is all the technology that we build on top, from threat detection, threat analytics, rapid response, right? Ultimately, you want to prevent a threat from happening. Now, in the unfortunate event, if it happens, you want to also be prepared to not lose data, to respond to it, right? So that's how we think about it, right? You want to prevent majority of them, and we're successful, but in the unfortunate, unlikely event that something happens, you also want to be prepared for remediation, response, no data loss. So that's the full spectrum of security. The other thing I'll say is a lot of this is transparent for customers. So when they deploy in the Microsoft cloud, a lot of this is built in. Like, we do a lot of the heavy lifting. I'll give you an example. Like, we analyze, I can't remember the last data point, but I think it's anywhere between 6 and 10 trillion with a T signals globally from all our platforms for cybersecurity, so that customers don't have to worry about, what's the threat landscape, what is happening, is it, are they state actors, are they individual actors, what are the attacks that are happening, where in the world, what are we picking up? And of course, we cooperate with organizations globally to give them some of this information and insight so they can respond. And back to your point on metaverse, I think we infuse this into the work we're building. And it all links to a question that the company is very serious about, which is, it's not about what technology can do, but what technology should do, right? So my point earlier about building the metaverse in a responsible way, it's about, are we really being sensible about the person's experience? Is it really contributing to them being more productive, getting things done? Not just about the virtue of technology advancing, but is it really helping you, live a richer life, contribute more to work? And of course, security needs to be baked in. It's phenomenal. As I said, I mean, we've been in every iteration, I think, for the past 30 years, so it's super important to us. I think also post-pandemic, as the country is opening up and, now we're interacting, we're back to in-person events. I think this year is very special because we missed that, right? For me, look, a few things. I think we fundamentally, as a company, we create technology so that others can create technology. That's really been our founding principle since the company was founded, and more so today with cloud. So today, if you go to our booth, you'll find a higher number of partners than any other player. So it's not really about us being here, it's about us bringing local innovation, right? So we have 26 this year between local, regional, and global partners with us. So that's key for us. We want to make sure that they're enabled to create solutions that are catering for the local market. So that it's an important week for us. The other thing I'll tell you, along the same lines, is we recently did the research with IDC that estimates that the Microsoft ecosystem will generate $39 billion of economic surplus in the next 4 years. And over 100,000 jobs just in the UAE, right? This is, of course, not direct employment. This is like the full ecosystem that works on Microsoft. Out of these jobs, 29,000 will be IT skilled jobs, and our direct investment with our partner ecosystem in data center technologies will be over $3.5 billion. So it's all relevant. It's all connected. That's why we're here at GITEX. It's really less about us, more about how can we help the UAE be a place of innovation, creativity, technology leadership. And I think GITEX is a fantastic platform for that.